What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are doing more work on the cage for the RX-7. As I showed you guys last time in the other video, we did get the main hoop done. So right now I'm going to work on making this bottom cross member that the main hoop ties into and trimming the main hoop up and getting the main hoop notched so that way we can lay out the outer edges. So right now there actually is a better diagram for this. So this is the piece we're going to be working on today. My bottom piece is going to end up looking like this one. Instead of this front cross member, mine's going to be a 3-piece. They're not going to be in line with each other just because the transmission is going to be in this little area right here. So this bar can be set back 16 inches from this front cross member. So I am good to go here. It'll go, this bar right here will basically bolt in between these two, and that will be where my transmission mount actually is. So right now I'm going to get the dimensions from side to side on my main hoop for this bar back here, and then I'm going to get the dimensions from the end of the bar once I get the bar made to over to here so I can get this outer one made and this outer one made, and then I can get these two inner pieces made after that. I'm going to go ahead and get cutting and notching and see how much progress we can get done today. Welcome back to another RX-7 video. We're going to be working on the bottom portion of the cage today. I did make quite a bit of progress, as you guys just saw from that little intro. I just want to show you guys it. I have to run somewhere here in just a little bit, and actually this afternoon I took a little break because the tires for my truck actually showed up. So let me go show you guys that really quick before I show you guys the RX-7. So these are the old 20s off my father-in-law's truck. He gave me his old wheels, and then I did go ahead and buy some new tires. They are some 35 by 12.5 20s. Looks pretty good. Definitely jacked the truck up some more. It just looks weird with the stock ones on it. I feel like with the stock ones on it, it looks like it skipped leg day. So yeah, show you guys a little update with the truck. It is running good. I did have my sister come out at Mobiles Pro Detailing, come out and she cleaned the back seats. So if you guys can see that, there used to be really bad stains here. She needs to work on this one right here, but she should be able to get all that out. So if you guys need some detailing in Colorado, hit her up. I'll put the thing down below for her Instagram. Okay, so let's begin back here. So this back bar right here is the this bar right here that comes across is the rear like little crossmember piece where the main hoop actually ties into. It ties in right up in here. Hopefully you guys can see that. You can kind of see it's just tacked in place right now just to hold it there. And then I have the outer little frame rails done, these pieces done, the inside frame rails. Sean had a good idea of actually bringing them all the way up front to the front crossmember. So I got both sides done. I got mine technically, when you can't have the crossmember all like one piece up here in the front, you can put it 16 inches back So this one is 16 inches back right here. I have to add 2 gussets here because I did that with the crossmember, but that's not a big deal. I still need to add a couple of diagonal bars in the sides here. I'm gonna work on that right here in a second. I just wanted to show you guys the progress. So I did, Sean was telling me, I mean, I know it makes more sense, but he wanted me to cut out my old 4-link and just make the 4-link brackets into here, into this rear crossmember piece right here. I don't really want to do that. The car, I mean, it's a thing, right? This car isn't going to be a pro mod. It's not ever going to make probably more than 1,000 to 1,200 horsepower. This thing, even with this right here, this crossmember, it already does good enough 60s, and it makes me happy. So what I'm going to end up doing is just tying in these brackets right here. I did put these like inner frame rail brackets right in line with the 4-link brackets because I'm gonna add bars from the bottom of the 4-link bracket to the actual rear crossmember right here where the main hoop goes into. And then for the upper part of the 4-link brackets, I'll be tying that into the backside of the main hoop, like up inside the car. So that way the crossmember and the 4-link brackets and everything are all tied back into the cage. It probably wouldn't hurt to just get rid of that crossmember and run it all into the cage. But the car is good enough the way it is. I'm doing the cage for safety, of course, but one of the other benefits of doing the cage is it stiffens everything up. Now I understand, probably should redo my 4-link bracket stuff and whatnot, but I'm just gonna leave it. If anything, I could always add 4-link brackets to it and just make that rear piece my crossmember. But it works good enough now. For time's sake, I'm just gonna leave it for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on the diagonal X bars. I'll show you guys those really quick. Right now, I need to work on these diagonal bars here, the X bar in the middle, and then this diagonal bar, and then also these 2 gussets, and then this straight blue piece. I still need to read on this bar 9. I gotta see if it has something to do with where the seat goes, because I might have to wait on this lower bar. Once I get those other diagonal bars and other pieces made, I'm gonna go ahead and cut those 2 little, the one tack on both sides of the main hoop that holds the rear crossmember up, and take the whole bottom out, weld it out of the car, and then put it back in there for mock-up, and then I'm gonna start on, then the next thing I'll be doing after that is going up top inside the car and starting on the main hoop stuff and starting on the funny car cage stuff. So got a lot of work to do today. I gotta go do some stuff here in a little bit, like I said, but I'm gonna be coming back late and we're gonna be working late through the night. So hope y'all are ready for some late night working. We are making progress. I just gotta say really quick though, anyone else have this weird thing where you're doing something and you're like, how did we ever get to this point? Like, when I first bought this car, how did we go from just want a stock LS in it, have some fun, to now we're going full race car, literally ripping the unibody frame rails out of the car? Like, how did we get to this point? This point here, how did we get here? It's just ridiculous. So I am, as you can see, taking the unibody frame rails out of the way, just so that way there's no reason to have them anymore. So it's just easier to do all the X braces underneath these 2 pieces here, and the bars were already cut for them to go in between them anyways, so it doesn't make sense to leave them. I'm gonna take them out. I got this side out. I did put holes in the floor. I'll get some sheet metal. We'll address that later when I pull the carpet out, fix it. Gotta do the other side still. It's late. It's gonna be a late night, so yeah, let's get to it. More work. Ow! After an hour, got the second one off. The second one came off way easier. I guess the first one I tried to just air hammer off without drilling the spot welds out. It's a bad idea. This one, just went ahead and bit the bullet and drilled all the spot welds out before I tried to air hammer it. This one came off like a beaut. Now that I got this out of the way, making the extra bars underneath should be a breeze. I'm freaking tired. It's like almost 11 o'clock. I'm gonna go home so that way I'm not completely dead for tomorrow. I can at least get some decent sleep. So tomorrow when we come back, we'll be finishing up the bottom stuff on the floor, cutting it off the main hoop, taking it off the car, and then welding it up. And then after that, we'll be moving on to the main hoop. That'll be a separate video. But man, talk about a lot of work. Like it's just a lot. I almost feel like at this point I should have just cut out the floor, but at the same time I have to remake the transmission tunnel, like the tunnel on the drive shaft and all that stuff, so it's all good. Got to patch up a couple holes in the floor. Shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm gonna get out of here for tonight. See y'all in the morning. Yesterday I took the day off. Feeling a hell of a lot better today. I was really tired Saturday night and I was really tired yesterday, so I ended up taking the day off, hanging out with my lady. Today is my birthday, so I don't actually know how long I'm gonna be working today, but I should still be able to get quite a bit done. I should end up finishing up the bottom piece today, so that's the goals for today in this video before I end it off, is get the other pieces. I'll show you guys here that in the book really quick, but get all these other pieces finished and then get this fully welded today, all these bars welded before I go home. Anyways, let's get to work. Lucy's been over here slacking. Huh, Luce? You went out and pooped right in the driveway in front of everybody. I had to go clean it up, huh, Luce? You picked the perfect spot to poop. Lucy. Lucy. You wanna go outside? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? What's that? What are you doing? What? What are you excited for, dude? That's because you pooped in everybody's way, huh? So someone could step in it. You pooped in the perfect spot for someone to step in it. Huh? 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 Sit. Sit down. Give me a paw. Sit. Give me both of them. Good girl. Good girl. Lay down. Lay down. Roll over. Thank you. Showing everybody your tricks this morning, huh? So it is 10:42, February 24th. It's 10:42 at night. Just got done doing my birthday stuff. And I haven't filmed much because, I don't know, I'm not upset. I'm just more frustrated at myself for not buying a tubing notcher when I knew I should have bought one. So I did go get Wyatt's. Wyatt's gonna let me use his. I'm gonna buy him a new one and just ship it to him. He doesn't need his, so it works out good. I already made one bar with the tubing notcher, and it made me decide that I'm gonna redo all of the 1 1/4 bars. So that is all of the X braces, everything that like goes acrossways on it. So I'll show you guys that here in just a second. Now, the main reason why I want to do this is because, as you can see here, like there's a slight gap there. Now, the majority of them do fit better than that one. However, there's slight gaps and some of them don't line up how I want them to line up. So realistically, it's not going to waste much material because the long pieces I can reuse later on, and I can reuse the long pieces for the short pieces. So really, I might lose a couple feet. It's like $4 or $5 a foot. It's gonna go way faster with a tubing notcher now. It's gonna be worth it in the long run. It'll be easier to weld and it'll just give me more peace of mind. So I'm redoing it. I'm gonna be here late tonight. Let's get to it. After a fiasco of a night and early morning, it is about noon right now and I just got this finished up. I ended up remaking this bar right here because I didn't like how it sat on the top side of this tube, so now it sits more in the middle and it looks good. And then I also ended up remaking, which one did I remake? This one right here. It just sat a little weird up on the tube too, so now it fits a little better. This one has a little bit of a gap, but I just left that one because it wasn't too bad. So yeah, really happy with how it came out. If you can see, the idea makes a lot of sense. So basically every corner is triangulated. So all the way from here, this corner up to there, same thing on that side. Then all the way from this corner, all the way across to here, all the way to the back cross member, and then same thing all the way here. So even with that cross member offset, still adds a lot of strength. And then I was talking with Sean and I was like, well, it's kind of weird that there's nothing up here. But then I remembered we're gonna be doing a mid plate and a motor plate. So the mid plate will actually connect these two frame rails together right here, and the motor will kind of hold it from squishing. So Makes a whole lot of sense, looks really strong. I had to add this bar this morning. This one I actually ended up doing this with the angle grinder. I just cut flat cuts with the angle grinder. And like, look, I'm slowly starting to figure it out. So it drive me nuts, but they work good, they fit good. Like these are the 90 clamps, so I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and get to doing what I do best, and that's welding. It'll take me quite a bit to weld this, I believe. I actually might have to go get some more filler. I have quite a bit, but I don't think I have enough to finish it, so I guess we'll see. Let's start welding. So after what felt like about 3 hours, pretty sure it was about 3 hours, finally got all this all welded up. Fits in there really nice. I got it just ratchet strapped to the drive shaft for right now, but check it out. The welds I feel like came out pretty good on them, but it's pretty fun. Took a lot of time, but there's where the main hoop comes down. It needs to go up a little bit more, but yeah, it fits in there really nice. It does sit a little bit below the body, but not bad. Better than it did when the floor was in it. So, and then over here, it's just gonna be going up to here where the front cross member is. I still gotta do quite a bit with this and like notch this later on when I go to drop it down. But it fits really good. I got the stuff for the mid plate coming, so the mid plate will attach to right here as well on the bars that come front. And then also, I need to add rods that go from the control arm over to here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get measurements for those and buy those, because before they used to come off the front side and go up here somewhere on like the stock frame up here, but obviously that's cut off now, and steering rack is in front now instead of the back, so that is why I'm gonna have to be adding it on the back. But it's looking good, looking like a race car, so I'm excited. Slowly but surely. One thing Kyle was thinking about was like, how hard is it gonna be to get the drive shaft out, and I really didn't think about that. But I mean, worst case scenario, the whole motor and trans has to come out, which isn't a big deal because it'll just have motor plates and stuff, and the bumper's easy to take off. But I believe if I unbolt it from the back and then shove it way back in there, I should be able to get it out through this opening, because this cross member will actually be gone, this one right here, once we do the mid plate and the front plate. So yeah, looking like a race car. So much work. Anyways guys, I'm exhausted. It's been, I don't even know, I think about 4 days with this video doing these bars. Yesterday, I could have had it done if I didn't remake those other bars, but I decided to remake them. I'm happy about that because they definitely look a lot better and they fit better too. So that makes me happy. I'm gonna head tomorrow, we're gonna be moving up to the front. Gotta go ship out some t-shirts. Thank you guys for who ordered t-shirts. So I was gonna say again, I do have a little bit left. I'm not exactly sure how many. I'll have to check when I get home. But I do have some t-shirts left, so if you guys want to help get the RX-7 to Cleese Cars April 4th, go get some t-shirts. I really appreciate it. And yeah, next videos we're going to be working on the stuff up top, the main hoop, and all the funny car hoop stuff. So it's going to be a lot of work still. We got a lot of work to do still. All these bars were all straight bars. They weren't even bent. So we're going to have to bend bars and notch them. So my brain it's just chaos going on in my brain right now. So anyways, hope you guys are looking forward for those videos. Be sure to stay tuned and check them out. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.